Travis Nelson, running for Senate District 35. I never served as a politician before in my life. I went to our local caucus here in Walsenburg, was chosen by the group there at caucus to serve as a delegate, voting for the candidate for Senate District, House District, and State. We showed up and there's no candidate willing to run in this district because it's pretty slanted in the red direction. I decided that I was going to step up for my people. I've got a long past here in Werfenau County. I grew up at Last Ditch Homestead. If you go to my website, travisforcolorado.com, you can kind of read that backstory. Last Ditch was a little tiny ranch about 25 miles west, just over Sheep Mountain here. We grew up real poor there. We didn't have any running water. We had to go to an outhouse at night. Gardner was a real cool community. It was about a third of ranchers, Anglo ranchers that ran cattle, sheep. Probably a third of real old, loving Hispanics. They've been here in our generations and generations. That is the core of our county. And then the third was the counterculture, the hippies that came in the 1960s, 70s. I'm a product of that. Gardner has one of the highest voter turnouts for Democrat in the state. It's pounded into us since we're children. Shout out to Gardner, Colorado here. I'm proud to represent Gardner, Walsenburg, Levita here today. It's an honor. We haven't had a Senate candidate in around 65 years, I believe, out of Werfenau County. Never had one from Gardner. So Gardner people, you got a voice right here at the state level. My main platform is fighting for our water. Our water is under attack in Werfenau County. You have water conservancy districts and the DNR working together to attack our private water rights and flush them to Kansas and forward their agenda. They're taking taxes from every one of us in Werfenau County to attack our water to sell it back to who? Marijuana growers and to the county. So they're basically ripping us off 3 times. I was rumbling around with them and I found this and then I became candidate and I figure enough is enough. I will fight for our water. The Constitution says the waters of Colorado belong to the people of Colorado. We are the people. We will fight for our water. Secondly, I'm a strong supporter of the Second Amendment. In rural Colorado, you got 30-minute response time for law enforcement out here. People depend on their firearms for safety out here and to hunt and feed their families. Thirdly, I touch back to education. I love Ms. Palmer and what she's trying to do for our children today. What you're running into in rural Colorado, you know, I've heard this as I go to storm this huge district, is teachers and law enforcement don't have enough money to rent a house because there's no apartments. You got to rent a farmhouse, whatever it may be, and there's just a shortage of available housing. What I support would be to introduce a bill that gives rural teachers and law enforcement a $500 housing incentive. That way they could get a mortgage and it might encourage them to stick around for more than one school year. And also give them a $500 pay incentive. They're not paying our rural teachers as much as in the city. That's ridiculous. Think of how far you have to drive with the cost of fuel today. I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart, and I'm going to call on you to help me fight. I appreciate my brothers from the Eagles Lodge from across the street showing up today. That's all, guys. Werfenau County, Walsenburg, I fight for you.
All right, thank you very much, Travis. Do we have anybody else?